Okay, hello, welcome, good morning. This video is going to show you how to use the supplied assets for the JAWS animation that you all are going to make. On Schooloop, I provided some files that I've already downloaded here conveniently. That includes the font that is very similar to the one they use in JAWS, a movie poster that we're going to use to grab colors off of if you want to, as well as graphics. In this case, we're going to use some shark fins. So let's get started with the font, which is called Amity Jack. Very easy to install. Double click on it. Your font book application will open up that lets you add fonts. Really, all you got to do from here is click Install Font. And it'll go through some stuff. Okay. Sometimes you get, what do you call it, like error messages. Just kind of click OK, ignore. This font should be fine for your computer. But on mine, it worked pretty well. So that's how you install the font. Next, I want to add, we're going to use this movie poster as a color reference, so we know like what colors they used in the movie. Of course, you know me, I like to change things up, so you don't have to use the colors, but I thought why not use the movie poster if you wanted to. So in After Effects, which I have behind this Finder window, there is this project panel. This has all your compositions that you make, as well as any graphics that you add to your project. So to add this, I'm just going to click and drag it into, you could just drop it right onto a composition or into the project panel if you're not quite ready for that yet, which I've done. I have made this JAWS demo composition already, which is open. So now to add this file to the composition so I could sample colors off of it, I just click and drag, drop it anywhere here. We're eventually going to hide this or throw it away, but so right now I'm just going to kind of squash it. And I really just want access to some of these blues, the red, and this is like a dark, I don't know how it looks on your computer, but this is like a dark blue. So I'm going to put this up in the corner. Okay, so this is just a JPEG that we're not even really going to animate, but just use for a color reference. Next, go back to the Finder. And I've got this sharkfins.ai file. If you double click on this, it's going to open in Illustrator. Illustrator, which you might not have ever seen before, is an interesting program. I have some shark fins available for you, but you'll notice they're all separated out in layers. So you might want to open this file first, preview it, and see which fin you like the best. So let's say, I don't know, what are great white fins? Maybe this is like a great white fin. If I select this, it tells me fin 6 is the one. So I'll close this. So yeah, I open it in Illustrator just for a preview. Next, I need to get back to After Effects. If you ever see me using this little application switcher, you can get to that by doing Command Tab. And that lets you switch. You can do Tab to go to the right, and then the tilde, which is right above the Tab key, to go to the left. There's After Effects. So now I can go back to the Finder. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with that movie poster. I'm just going to click and drag it and drop it here into my project panel. But a new thing pops up. It's asking me, we can either merge all the layers and give you all those shark fins, or you can just choose a layer. So I know what I want. I'm going to choose a layer. And I actually highly recommend doing it this way, because if you don't, it can be difficult to like separate them out, or at least just complicated. So choose a layer. We'll do fin 6. Click OK. So now I've got this little .ai file with my fin. And there's a preview of it here because it's a black background, can't see it. But now what I want to do is drag this into my composition. And there's a nice fin. It also puts it in my timeline as a layer, right? So the movie poster is in the lower layer, shark fin's on top. There's one more step though. If you want this object, this fin, to act like the shapes that you've already been animating, you need to convert this to a shape. Right now it is not a shape, it is a Illustrator file. So we're going to right click on that layer and choose Create Shapes from Vector Layer. That has the effect of giving me now two files to add to your confusion. So I'm going to delete the one that we're not using, which is the Illustrator file. If I ever want to use it again, it's still up here in my project panel, just not in my timeline anymore. So now I have a shape instead of that .ai vector layer. And now I could come in here and click and drag to make it bigger, stretch it out. If you don't want it to stretch out, hold down Shift. You can add a stroke. Etc. Don't ask me why that's not working. I'm just going to skip that part, and I'll probably add something to figure that out. I'm trying to think, like, why can't you add a stroke? Well, maybe in a future video. Okay, so there's the shark fin. Now let's add some type. So I'm going to, you can tell my animation is not much yet. We're just kind of composing this for now. I'm going to type in Jaws. Highlight the text. Look in your character window. If you don't have the character window open, you can go into the window menu, choose character, and now I'm going to change this font to Amity Jack, like so. It's a pretty close match there. If you remember from previous assignments, this, look how close together it is in the movie poster, and how far away the letters are from each other in my composition. So to easily adjust that, I'm going to highlight the text, look at my character window, and we need to adjust this thing here, which is the tracking. So I'll drag this 500 number to the left, and the spaces will shrink down. So look what happens. Like J and A are getting really close to each other, but look at A and W. That's okay. See, in the movie poster, it looks really nice and close. I like that effect. So I'm going to click between these two letters, hold down the Option key, and then the left arrow key, and that will squeeze them together. I can go to the next gap, Option left to make that smaller. So that's super tight, very nice. Let's increase the size of the font. And then I want to pull that red color from the movie poster. So while the text is highlighted, I'll click on the swatch here in the character panel. And then I just need to grab my little eyedropper here. Ooh, and I don't even have to do that, watch. Rather than clicking on the swatch, I'll just go straight to the eyedropper. And you'll notice it changing the colors as I hover over stuff. So I'll hover over the W here. And now I've got this kind of spooky font here. So that's it. That's how to use the assets that I provided for you. Have fun animating them, which I will show you in the next video. Gracias. Goodbye.